Welcome to the Whole Athlete Podcast, where we focus on discussing topics to help you become a fat burner, optimize health, and improve performance in life and sports. Transform the whole you from the inside out with the WHOLESTIC Method. Let's dive in. Here's your host, Debbie Potts.
Hey everybody, it's Debbie Potts, your host of the Whole Athlete Podcast, the author of Life is Not a Race, It is a Journey, and the WHOLESTIC Method manual and workbook that are both on Amazon. And I do not talk about the manual enough, so I'm going to start doing that more. Today, I'm going to talk about transformation and how to become a fat burning machine, but also starting to share my transformation that I'm finally going to have happen this year. You know, as I say, everything happens for a reason. And as you may know by listening to this podcast since we started this show, if you haven't been following very long, since 2011, it used to be called Fit, Fat, Fast, how you can improve your metabolic efficiency by burning more fat by eating more fat. And through these years, the podcast has evolved as I have evolved into a new person. So you'll notice my logo, the WHOLESTIC Method logo, is a butterfly. And butterfly is symbolic as transformation and transformation in life. And not just transforming from a sugar burner to a fat burner, but also on a deeper level. And in my book, Life is Not a Race, I shared my whole life story for people who want to know it. Even if you don't, I hope there's some lessons learned in there. As I wrote this book to help others avoid going through what I have had for the last few years, which I always think it's just 3 years or 5 years now. It's been more than that because it's 2019, middle of the year as I'm recording this. And this all started in the beginning of 2013, about March 2013. So that was a few years ago. And starting this year, October 1st, I will finally be transitioning into a new journey myself. My fitness studio that I've owned for 10 years and operated actually for 12 years in a previous location before this big 3,300 square foot space in downtown Bellevue, Washington, Fitness Forward Studio is closing. And it's only closing because the building's being torn down. But in hindsight, it is a blessing in disguise because since 2013, I have changed. I have redeveloped my passion, my purpose, and my mission based on my own experience as an athlete, competitive high-end age group athlete, endurance athlete, as a personal trainer for forever many years, 25 plus years since I was in college, and as a health coach and a triathlon coach, endurance athlete coach. I can't help people be healthier, to burn fat, to get faster, stronger by just training them. Fitness studio, personal training, 2-3 times a week. It helps, but it's not the only thing. On the flip side, people that are just trying to get healthy and lose fat weight, not total weight, but we want to lose fat weight, they struggle on getting healthy and improving performance as well because they're just working on nutrition. What I've created since 2013, and I've never really focused 100% on branding this and building this program, online coaching program, is called the WHOLESTIC Method, the whole athlete, WHOLE, the whole stick. I am going to do this because my fitness studio is closing. It's finally forces me to move on and to transform into the WHOLESTIC Method coach and training athletes to be fat adapted and more metabolically efficient athletes, to improve your performance in life and sports, to work on not only in the aging process and performance, but just overall health, to feel alive and thrive, to have improved vitality. All of that I can do with the holistic method. So I'm merging the fitness side of the world and the nutrition side of the world and the health coaching part. I'm combining all these different modalities that I've been being trained in, and I keep continuing my education and my certifications and putting it all together into one program to train the whole athlete. So as I've been a fitness trainer for many, many years, training strength, posture, alignment, muscle recruitment, stability, mobility, proper muscle activation, HIIT training, all of that, I'm combining that with nutritional therapy practitioner work, really working on your symptoms and finding the root cause of what are the areas of your body systems are out of balance, what nutrients you're missing in digestion, blood sugar regulation, mineral balance, essential fatty acids, hydration, working on your immune system, detoxification, hormone balance. And then I created more of a coaching program with implementing genetics. So learning about DNA fit, uploading your 23andMe, your ancestral raw data into DNA fit, and really seeing how your genetic markers, your SNPs, can be a benefit to look at those reports you get from DNA fit. So when we're creating an individualized program based on your own unique bio-individuality, your genetics, your lifestyle habits, we can take that genetic information from those reports and even dial in more what your body, mind, and spirit needs, what nutrients you need, how do you need to train, and what you should eat. And then my new journey, if you've been following my blog on debbiepotts.net, is a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. So right now I'm supposed to be studying right now, but I was inspired to podcast after my long bike ride today. I had all these thoughts in my head, and becoming an FDN practitioner, what I'll be able to do is combine all this information that I've learned as a nutritional therapy practitioner, we call it NTP, and put the NTP with the DNA fit with the FDN-P and create the Holistic Method program. Sounds like a song. I need Jimmy Moore or Brad Kearns to sing with me. So I think it's pretty amazing the stuff I'm learning from the FDN program, because it will enable me to do lab testing. There's 5 labs that I'll be able to do and implement that into my coaching program for individuals to figure out where are you out of whack, what's going on that's creating and contributing to your metabolic chaos, as Reed Davis, the founder, says. Word metabolic chaos. It's amazing. So it really overlaps with nutritional therapy. I just feel like nutritional therapy is amazing to look at what your body's telling us, but also lab testing. So we're not guessing, but we're getting testing. So we will be doing saliva tests, the urine test, stool testing, another blood work test, a metabolic oxidative stressors, and then the food sensitivity panel and the Dutch test I'll be studying as well to do the whole hormone panel. So as you know, chronic stress impacts the whole you, and it impacts your ability to burn fat, your ability to optimize your health at a cellular level, really talking about the mitochondria function and dysfunction because of chronic stress. And then we're working on improving performance, not just in your sport you're doing. We need to look at the long run, longevity, and work on improving our performance in every single day. Every day we should be feeling alive and thriving. And that is my journey. That is my own transformation from running a fitness studio for 10 plus years and realizing everything happens for a reason, right? Don't you believe that? I always think, okay, this happened to me. Darn it. Instead of complaining and getting angry, getting frustrated, why is this happening to me? Why don't I ever have anything positive happen? Really look at the positive side. And sometimes you just need to step away as I go on a bike ride to reflect and go, okay, what is the learning lesson in here? What is going on? What is the lesson I'm to learn right here? So what I found today on my bike ride, I went 4.5 hours by myself. You really do a lot of thinking when you're riding by yourself. What's funny, I'm usually riding with my husband, and he was out fishing with his dad for Father's Day weekend, but I noticed there's a lot of other people riding by themselves. So I found out on my ride today that I need to focus on building the holistic method to help people as you that are just feeling tired every day, feeling just depressed or anxious or gut issues, or you just always having headaches and these unexplained symptoms that no one can help you. If you read my book, Life is Not a Race, I shared that I went to almost 10 different doctors, practitioners, naturopaths trying to get help, and no one could help me. Partially because I needed to help myself first. So what I tell everyone is a lot of it's lifestyle factors. You can't just get lab results and take a pill and think that's going to fix you. That's just another Band-Aid, even if it's a functional test. We need to work on the whole you. So that's what the holistic method is about. There's 8 elements we work on addressing. And, after I kind of felt like I crashed in life in March 2013 and the new me was created, I was the caterpillar to butterfly to the transformation. And my purpose is to help other people. And that is my passion. And my mission is to share the holistic method, to go to conferences as I did on Jimmy Moore's low carb keto cruise, and go to KetoCon and go to the low carb conference and Low Carb USA and talk about how chronic stress impacts the whole you. It doesn't matter if you're low carb, high fat. I was that way for years. I've been low carb, high fat, and training by heart rate, being metabolically efficient. And I was tested. I had amazing endurance range and still burned tons of fat. But I was chronically stressed. I had red flags I was ignoring. I didn't know it. So it doesn't matter if I keep taking the right supplements to what was low and eating low carb, high fat. But if you are chronically stressed, you're going to impact your health from the inside out. It is those hidden stressors that we talk about, FDN. Hidden internal stressors are going to grow and thrive because of our external stressors. And you might be creating more stress in your body by living life as a race. So think of the hidden stressors that Reed Davis teaches us. Hidden stands for H, your hormones. I, immune. D is digestion. The other D is detoxification, energy systems, and N, your nervous systems. Everything gets impacted with chronic stress. So my goal, my mission is to go to conferences, share this information with people, because it's not just about low carb, high fat, keto adapted, fat adapted, being nutritional ketosis, carnivore. It is a lifestyle. It is something we need to train the whole you with these different elements. Maybe it's not all at once. Maybe we start with nutrition as we do in my 30-day program and my 5-day jumpstart. We work on intermittent fasting. We work on transitioning from sugar carb addiction to burning fat. We're flipping that switch over in time. It's not a diet. I don't like to measure my carbs, my fats, and count calories. I want you to not be weighing yourself every day, but maybe just measure your waist. Don't be dieting. It's a lifestyle change. Lifestyle changes we need to make in order to make this transition for long term. But managing our stress is going to be always a work in progress. It's who we are. If you're like me, it's type A personality. We need to slow down and pause, reset, recalibrate, as I did in last week's podcast. And in my blogs, you can read, I've been writing a lot as I think about all this stuff on my trips and on my rides and on my running workouts. It's taking a little pause in between everything. I see these high schoolers working so hard and swim practice in the morning, then working at school all day, then they have another swim workout, and then they have homework, and then they have assignments and projects and all this stuff. There's just so much going on in our life, and then people are online all the time. So I just want to share that with you today. I am starting to make that announcement. My fitness studio, as is, will be closed. I will figure out a location. I have one in mind to train clients twice a week. And then I will be working nutritional therapy office, maybe at my own house for a while, and then doing coaching online 3 times a week, and really focusing on building this 30-day total transformation program to help people burn fat, optimize their mitochondria and performance, being more metabolically efficient athletes, training the low carb athlete, helping people become fat adaptated. So endurance racing I did for years, right? I started a long time ago doing endurance racing, and I loved doing it. And when I wasn't able to race during 2013, I had to shift my mindset. And that's when the Holistic Method was created, because I was open to analyzing my life and why did this happen to me. But as I said, everything happens for a reason. That was a lesson. I needed to become a health and wellness nutrition coach, lifestyle coach to help other people. I want to teach you to become a fat burning machine and get off the blood sugar roller coaster. This is a nonstop ride that so many people are on. I went for my bike ride today, and I posted this on Instagram, which is called Low Carb Athlete now. And I shared that I just had a little bit of Kion coffee in the morning and some water with sea salt. And then my bike ride was 4.5 hours. I had 1 bar, and I had 2, probably 3 bottles of water would have been better, but I was almost home, with sea salt, real salt in it. Electrolytes. It's okay to have salt. When you are low carb, it's real salt, not processed. I had 1 bar. I'm metabolically efficient. It can happen. You don't need to have a gel every hour and drink a sugary beverage every hour. You can train by heart rate and be burning fat and decrease that inflammation on your body and that stress you're putting on your cells. You can reduce chronic fatigue and improve your mitochondria function. You can improve your performance, as I just said, by reducing inflammation and GI stress and your blood sugar regulation, your HPA axis function. It's how we train. It's what we eat, but it's also when we eat and where we're eating. Look at the whole picture, not just choosing what you eat. But because if you're eating a high-fat meal, you're being a carnivore, you're being keto, but if you're rushing while you're eating and you're on your phone and on your computer and posting your meal on Instagram and doing Facebook Live at the same time, you're multitasking. And what happens when you're eating while you're multitasking? You're in the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. What happens when you are supposed to be eating, digesting your food? You should be in the parasympathetic nervous system state, not running from that lion. So think about that when you're eating. It's not just eating that low carb, high fat, good source protein, toxic free meal, but how you're eating it. Is your digestive system working? Are you breaking down your protein? Do you have enough stomach acid? Do you have the right digestive enzymes? Do you need bile support, some ox bile to help break down those fats? Because if you don't have a gallbladder, you need to be taking some supplements as ox bile to help break down that fat. And you need to work on your detoxification process and those hormetic stressors. So join my journey and follow me as I grow this podcast a little bit more with this Thursday edition of Real Thoughts with Debbie Potts. I will try to do more Facebook Live and Instagram Live, but you know what? I don't like it. I like doing it once in a while, but I hate being addicted and sucked into that constant checking my update. And if anyone liked my video and liked my post, it is freaking annoying. And that is a stressor to me. But if I want to build my coaching program and my brand, the sad thing is I'm supposed to do it. And I like doing it once in a while, as I said, but I don't like the feeling of being obsessed with checking my likes and how many followers I have and being on there every day making a post. It's addicting, and I see how people get sucked into it, but I think there is a way around that, building your brand, working on your social media presence, but scheduling it during the day, not being 12 hours a day online, but maybe saying, all right, 9 to 10 a.m., I'm checking my updates and posting a video. And then I'll check 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. I'll check again and see if I need to comment to people's pictures and posts and maybe do a video. It's just another trigger for me, obviously. So I want you to spread this message with me. Life is not a race. Pace the whole you with the holistic method. Train the whole you to be a fat burning machine. It's not just one size fits all. I'm not going to tell everyone to count their macros forever. And I want you to instead work on making good choices, eat real food, track everything for 30 days, maybe measure your ketones and blood glucose, which I have my clients do in my 30-day program. You don't know where you are unless you test. But don't make it a diet. It's a lifestyle change. So don't get so obsessive that you are going to quit. That's why I have a 3-phase program in my 30-day transformation that I will teach people kind of the 5-day jump starts, phase 1, and then we move to phase 2. That is going to be a 21-day reset detox type of program, sugar detox. And then we go to phase 3, and that is our transition period. So that's where we'll work on doing all of this majority of the time, but we'll have an off day that you can do once you become metabolically flexible. It takes time, but you just have to be patient and get through that transition period. And then when you are a fat burning machine, you're fat adapted, keto adapted, you are showing ketones on your strips, 0.5 to 3.0, then we work on adding that phase 3 in. It is easier to maintain and sustain this type of lifestyle if you don't make it a diet. So that is it for today. Real Thoughts with Debbie Potts. Follow me on social media. My Instagram is The Low Carb Athlete. And I would love for you to check out my Facebook page I added where I'm putting research on Low Carb Athlete page. All right. So if you have any questions or comments, go to debbiepotts.net. I will respond to your email if you send me a message. And if you could share this podcast and help us grow, that would be amazing because there's so many options out there. And I feel like there's a niche for this area. I feel like no one's really diving into how you can train the whole you to be fat adapted, how you can optimize your health at a cellular level and improve your performance. The holistic method, we got to train the whole you to be a fat burning machine, to be a low carb athlete, but work on those other elements. All right, guys, I want you to go out, get some fresh air, take time out to laugh and be silly and play since it is a summer season as I'm recording this. The sky is blue and the colors are bright and glorious outside. So let's get outside, get some fresh air, and take a time out. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the day.
Thanks for listening to the Whole Athlete Podcast. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, let us know on Facebook or at wholeathletepodcast.com. You can help us continue and grow by leaving a review on iTunes. Thanks again, and see you next time.